Yeah. Sifuna, has freedom come? The way Osoro is saying it, or is this an indication of an indictment on an inept DCI?
Well, for me, I don't dabble in crime, so you can't ask me whether freedom has come. But Trevor, as we have spoken to you about this matter before, that in fact the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, when we pass this constitution, we try to frame it as a very independent office. That in fact you need to go to court as a prosecutor. When you make that decision to charge, you must be satisfied yourself. That responsibility never shifts from that office. It is a constitutional office with a constitutional mandate to evaluate after the various investigative agencies tell you they have completed their investigations and brought the file to you. Then it is your responsibility to evaluate that evidence, to satisfy yourself that it can sustain a conviction, to satisfy yourself that you have the witnesses necessary to prosecute the matter before you bring the matter to court. So you cannot look back at the investigative agencies after you yourself have exercised or failed to exercise that particular responsibility you have under the Constitution. The office of the DPP is not a conveyor belt. You cannot be pressured by anyone. So we have ring-fenced this office. We have given you certain protections so that you don't come and give us these stories in future, Osoro. You know that as a lawyer. So you cannot look back either at the EACC or the DCI. You cannot claim as a DPP that another officer can force you or pressure you to be able to do what? To bring charges. Number two, Trevor, I watched that cross-examination of that gentleman who swore the affidavit that he was under pressure from the former DCI. And when he was pressured or asked by Senior Kioko Kilukumi to explain what he meant by pressure from the former DCI, all he said is that their work entails pressure, that they work under pressure. He couldn't say it on the stand there, that in fact it was DCI Kinoti who was forcing them to bring these prosecutions. The bigger question remains, will the public ever know whether in fact there was money lost in the CDF offices of Madira or not? But if the prosecutor themselves are coming out to say, yes, we did not have sufficient evidence, then this is a clear abuse of the prosecutorial power. And we need to see responsibility attaching to such things, that in fact the DPP should take responsibility. And we don't know, because it is still early days, Trevor, whether it was pressure being applied then or pressure is being applied now, so that these cases are dropped. We will know in the fullness of time. But of course, for the Deputy President, I say, congratulations, sir, if your freedom has come. Sasa wewe fanyia watu kazi, and remember that you told us that everything you do will be bottom up. Even this freedom coming, Osoro, let's start with the petty offenders who are still in jail. I hope you can extend this freedom also to my brother Waluke. He called me yesterday. He's a broken man. He's in the cells. Please also look at this matter and see if it is possible for you to extend this freedom to Waluke, then to the hustlers, before you get to the bosses, man. Sasa nyi mmeanzia up down. Sure.